Hello, and again, welcome to SCP Secret Files. This is episode 4 in the series, so if you have not seen the other 3 episodes, you probably should go back and see them. But if not, this is just a reminder that there are content warnings for this game, namely a photosensitivity content warning as well as a general horror themes content warning, so you have been warned. But yeah, let's get straight to it. Here we go again. Straight to it then. Okay, same instructions as last time. So I guess we're doing Yorkshire, England, Site 83. Antique glass perfume bottle. Interesting. What does it say about this SCP? Item number SCP-300, object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-300 is stored in a locked and climate-controlled container at Site Redacted. Experimentation on SCP-300 may only be performed with prior written permission from at least one Level 3 senior researcher, and any observations made must be recorded for later analysis. Description: SCP-300 consists of a redacted SCP-300-1 containing approximately 2.4 cc of an unidentified colorless liquid, SCP-300-2. So I guess that was the antique perfume bottle? Yes. When a single drop of SCP-300-2 is extracted from SCP-300-1 and the drop is viewed through a standard optical microscope, an animated scene becomes visible. While no two drops have shown precisely the same scene, these scenes generally take the form of pastoral or woodland scenes consistent with that of Victorian-era England. Interesting. So far, attempts to analyze the exact chemical components of SCP-300-2 have inexplicably failed, with spectrometers reporting wildly variant or false data, thus making attempts at replicating it impossible. SCP-300-2 also invariably evaporates within 2 to 8 hours of being drawn outside of SCP-300-1, despite all attempts at stabilizing the substance or controlling laboratory conditions. SCP-300 was first documented along with Redacted after being recovered from the attic of a row home in Redacted, UK, on Redacted-1863, following a raid by agents of the Royal Society for the Security, Containment, and Protection of Anomalous. Oh boy, English. Of anomalous artifacts. SCP-300 was transferred to SCP Foundation possession on Redacted-19 Redacted. Lovely. That seems like a strange but safe artifact. The next one. Item number SCP-90. Object class, special containment procedures. Artifact is held in a secure bunker in the facility at Site Redacted and constantly monitored by approved Class D personnel. The object's new arrangement is to be imaged every time it shifts. Interesting. New arrangements are fed into the facility's Class OT supercomputer. Division Chief is to be notified of all changes and current estimates of every half hour. Every half hour, I mean. No personnel is to touch SCP-90 except under order redacted. Weird? I'm not following this one. AXA security level has been created for monitoring SCP-90. Non-AXA personnel found in the facility will be terminated. Description: SCP-90 was located and retrieved in redacted on April 10th, 19 redacted. Prior to retrieval, SCP-90 had been located in a chamber at the nearby cathedral. SCP-90 was then removed, the cathedral was burned, and the 6 monks and the priest were terminated. SCP-90 has been located at Site Redacted since the retrieval. Object's initial location prior to the cathedral is unrecorded. SCP-90 is a black cubic structure 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters made of an unknown ceramic material. Object is classified as indestructible following tests outlined in Document 90-B, unattached. Each side is divided into 10,000 individual squares in arrangement similar to a Rubik's Cube, 100 segments per edge, each segment 2 millimeters wide. Each square has part of a design etched into the surface. Etchings glow white. An unknown internal structure causes the realignment of a single row or column roughly every 2.8 seconds. Vague recordings of the object's alignments have been kept since 1242 CE, but those kept before 1533 CE have been lost. Modern technology has allowed the exact alignments to be imaged and recorded as well as studied. Segments are divided by a thin white line unless they are aligned correctly with the square directly adjacent to them. There are 22 correct alignments on the object's surface currently. See 25.90.90.04D, unattached, for complete current object alignment. D-numbers is currently the only alignment of 3 adjacent segments on the surface of SCP-90. B and C are the 4-segment alignments. There is also a 6-segment alignment. See Document 90-B for research notes involving alignment effects. Okay, and then this is Document 90-B, right? So yeah, that's 90-B. So, addendum: AXA security level personnel should see Document 90-B. Document 90-A, Dr. Redacted. Experiment notes. Experiment 0012, observation is going well. We have managed to develop a system to record and analyze the shifts in the cube almost as quickly as they occur. No correlation between shifts and any world events found yet. Experiment 0048, we observed a 6-segment alignment today on the first side. It was noted and passed without incident. 2 hours later, a research assistant returned from the break room with news that a tsunami had occurred in the Indian Ocean and caused hundreds of thousands of deaths and extensive property damage. No correlation is currently known, but we will make note of it. Experiment 0150. After our 120th alignment on the 4th side of the cube and the 120th accident report in the lab, we are designating the 4th side as local and will implement safety measures tomorrow. Staff are discouraged from making bets regarding the outcome of alignments. Of course they would make bets. Experiment 0172, a 6-segment alignment was recorded this morning on the local side. As a safety precaution, Site Redacted was evacuated. 2 hours later, a containment breach occurred, but resulted in no loss of life due to the evacuation. Object determined to predict events, not cause them. First side designated as global. Upgrade to Euclid status requested. Experiment 0240, we stepped up our experiments today by attempting to modify the cube itself. When D-Class personnel Redacted attempted to make a shift, SCP-90 immediately created a 10-segment alignment of its own accord near the top left corner of the local side. Exactly 2 hours later, SCP Redacted broke containment and data expunged. Agents Redacted and Redacted were also lost during the incident. Recommended force shift testing of SCP-90 postponed. Upgrade to Keter status approved, as SCP-90 is obviously capable of causing events of its own accord. Object may be sentient. Experiment conclusion 0193.1. The combination of different alignment patterns on its body can cause disastrous effects of differing scales. It is presumed that full completion of the item will result in a catastrophe of unprecedented scale. SCP-90 appears to possess the ability to actively change alignment patterns at will in order to cause destruction. Hooray, world-ending cube. I already uploaded that one. Uploading Keter. And uploading the experiment conclusion. Submit. Okay, item number SCP-898. Object Class Special Containment Procedures. Information pertaining to the creation and application of SCP-898 is restricted to Foundation personnel with Level 3 clearance or higher. Experimentation with SCP-898 may only be conducted with the approval of a majority of the Overseer Council. Okay. Description: SCP-898 is a memetic disorder specifically created by Foundation researchers for the purpose of serving as a defense mechanism against... I guess I'll upload that in a bit. Its development was undertaken as part of Operation Azure Skies in 1992. The objective of a... You're really getting me on my English today. Okay. The objective of Azure Skies was to design and employ a variety of devices to protect Foundation personnel in the field from supernatural threats that conventional technologies were not sufficient to guard against. SCP-898 specifically was created over the course of 3 years of study and experimentation, taking information from analyses of already known memetic SCPs to drive a Gestalt research and development program. The SCP-898 project was overseen by Dr. Greenico during its run until its official cancellation on December 22nd, 1995. The conclusion Dr. Greenico and his subordinates reached was that, and I'll upload that in a minute. To that end, Greenico proposed that a simple, biologically motivated catalyst might be the solution. According to the theory he developed, when a subject's mind that had already been infected by SCP-898 detected a potential memetic invasion, SCP-898 would automatically stimulate the subject's sympathetic ganglion to flood the subject's system with adrenaline and provoke a flight or fight response. The subject would then dismiss the invading meme in the process of either initiating a attack or in fleeing from the meme's effective range. Okay. The method for detecting invading memes revolved around tracking sudden changes to the subject's limbic system. A common trend Greenco and his team had observed among mimetic viruses known to the Foundation was that nearly all of them stimulated an unusually high amount of activity in the orbitofrontal cortex, and so SCP-898 was designed to activate in response to this stimulation, or if the subject became consciously aware if the subject became consciously aware of a mimetic attack, which would frequently start off English. Which would frequently start off orbital frontal cortex activity as well, in order to ensure that SCP-898 would provide adequate protection against all types of memes. Grinico opted to form the core of his counter-meme around all 5 senses. SCP-898, at its completion, would include auditory, visual, olfactory, tactile, and taste-based elements. Addendum 1-17-1995. After the inception is completed, a Class A amnestic must be administered in order to prevent looping, autoactivation, and related phenomena. See Incident Reports 898-14 through 898-20, Dr. Grinico. Refer to documents data expunged for more details. Alright. Extension, understanding memetics. Memetics are a type of information particle that contains supernatural abilities. In most circumstances, the medium that spreads the meme does not contain any supernatural ability. The meme itself is the sole carrier of the supernatural ability. If, for example, a meme is written within a book, this does not mean that the book itself is a supernatural phenomena. This just means only that the meme within it contains supernatural elements. Memes do not have any direct physical influence on humanity, but all humans exposed to and having perceived the mimetic SCP are at risk of being influenced by it. To be sure, mimetic SCPs do not emanate any detectable forms of mimetic rays or aura. Okay. An abnormal phenomena will take place only once a human perceives it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. In short, mimetic SCPs must first be understood before they can produce an anomalous phenomena. Yes. Incident Report 898-14. On September 22nd, 1994, the first complete draft of SCP-898 was administered to 30 D-Class subjects, who were then locked into secure chamber number 34 on Site 12. A loudspeaker installed in the room began playing a recording of SCP-444 after all the subjects were safely locked behind soundproof doors. 12 subjects attempted to break down the doors, presumably in order to escape. 10 fled into the corners of the room and huddled in them, covering their ears, and 8 rushed to the speaker and attempted to tear it out of the wall. After some minutes, the latter subjects were successful, but they continued to show signs of extreme agitation after the recording was silenced. The subjects began to then attack each other approximately 8 minutes later. When the doors were unsealed and security team entered, 30 minutes after, a majority of the subjects were either dead or in critical condition, and the survivors had to be neutralized. Incident Report 898-15. On October 1st, 1994, the second complete draft, modifications are detailed in Data Expunged, of SCP-898 was administered to 30 D-Class subjects, who were then locked into secure chamber number 34 in Site 12. Once again, a loudspeaker installed in the room began to play a recording of SCP-444 after all the subjects were safely locked behind the soundproof doors. The subjects displayed very similar behavior to that described in Incident Report 898-14 initially, but their agitation appeared to cease after Dr. Dahl, the technician overseeing the experiment, shut off the recording himself. Unaware that the microphone in his observation booth was turned on, he said aloud, "Well, it looks like the counter-meme worked right this time." Some of the D-Class subjects who were near the loudspeaker apparently heard this,
as they began to show signs of agitation and proceeded to fight amongst themselves or run from each other, starting a riot that eventually encompassed all of these subjects. Security teams had to neutralize several of the subjects, but the remaining ones surrendered. Excerpt from interview with Dr. Grinico, 12-13-1995. Grinico. Since any mimetic compulsion, by definition, involves the inspiration of an idea within the target's mind, the most obvious defense mechanism was another type of inspiration, preferably one that would create a more powerful compulsion and override the first meme. As near as we could tell, the problem was that the counter meme was treating itself as an invading meme. If a person infected with SCP-898 became consciously aware that they were infected with SCP-898, 898 would activate. We call this autoactivation. The first complete 898 treatment also had an unfortunate side effect of looping. 898 would automatically detect itself once it had been activated once, and would keep activating over and over again. Although we were able to work out the looping problem in most cases, we cannot prevent a loop in the case of autoactivation, and we never found a solution to autoactivation. The best we could do was use a workaround with amnesthetics and try to make sure that the knowledge of SCP-898 wasn't generally known to Foundation personnel. SCP-898 test log 4-3-1992, subject D44589 infected with SCP-898 strain 3 and D44590 not infected. Test. The first subject would be locked into a soundproof room and provided with a sample of SCP-444 and asked to copy it onto another blank piece of paper. When that task was completed, a second subject would enter the room, and the first subject would verbally describe what he had written to the second subject. Results. SCP-4... That's not an SCP. Results. D44589 initially appeared to be unable to copy the text until he resorted to tracing over it. He was unable to describe what he had written to D44590 and finally resorted to showing D44590 what he had copied. D44590 was isolated along with D44589. While D44590 began to show symptoms of SCP-444 infection, D44589 did not, and eventually they became unable to communicate with each other. Subject. D44591 infected with SCP-898 strain 4 and D44592 not infected. Test see above. Results. D44591 successfully copied the text and read it aloud to D44592. D44591 was isolated along with D44592, while D44592 began to show symptoms of SCP-444 infection. D44591 did not, but they were still able to have some limited communication. Excerpt from interview with Dr. Grinico, 12-13-1995. Grinico, our early attempts at making a counter-meme toyed with the idea of compelling the infected subject to be blind or apathetic towards incoming memes, but those had even more serious drawbacks than the Berserker serum. In the worst cases, our subjects would become effectively blind and deaf, unable to see or hear or read any language or sense anything with powerful mental associations. In the best cases, the subjects would be effective carriers of any meme they absorbed, even if they were not personally affected by it. In short, we have failed. Looking back on the last 3 years, it seems to me that all we've really done is figure out how to induce a lot of different mental disorders. 05-redacted. I see. And you think that this is reason enough to abandon the project? Grinico. Yes, Maybe not forever, but it's clear to me now that we just don't have the knowledge base to develop very effective memes of our own. Maybe in a few decades, when our knowledge of memetics and neurology is a bit more developed, we can pick this up again. But for now, I don't think there's anything else constructive that we can do. In addition, given the current project's safety assessment, we will reclassify it from Euclid to Safe class. Wow, that was a lot of reading. But it was interesting, I suppose. I do agree with the doctor, though, that seems like they tended to cause more issues than they were solving. Okay, oh, okay, we're done. Oh, here's our boss. So, what's up? What happened, boss? There's a temporary archive that needs to be sorted. The others are in the field, so you'll have to take over. I assume I'm qualified enough, but I would like to ask what that means. But okay, I guess I'll just say, alright, leave it to me. This mission is an emergency, Carl. It is beyond your current level, but your recent performance has proven that you have the ability to accomplish it. I understand, Director Oyer. I still don't know how to pronounce his name, sorry. Remember, stay sane and always in awe. Alright, get to it then. Lovely. I'm gonna really quickly read these announcements again to make sure that, in case there's anything I need to know on the spot. So, yep, there's that. Okay, 5301, SCP-294, yeah, okay. Great. Alright, SCP-239. That wasn't, yeah. 294 was the other one, okay. 239, Object Class Euclid, Special Containment Procedures, Obsolete Data, Description, Obsolete Data, Appendix, Obsolete Data, okay. Consciousness Intrusion Operation Record, Participants, Director Redacted, Executor D6744, Mike Donald. Intrusion Subject SCP-239, Device Applied Synapse, Incident Process. Operation executed on March 26, 2005. On that night, 1. Consciousness Intrusion Action SCP-239-01. This report contains a large amount of content. Do you want to read further? Yeah, I have to, I suppose. Oh, lovely. I assume I'm not gonna have time to read that aloud. Yeah, but guess we're gonna witness it firsthand.
D6744, please provide your identification code according to the mission letter. 4 and 20 blackbirds.
Tell me, Doc, when was the last time this rag on my head was washed?
D6744, according to the 7th edition of the Security Regulation Amendment, you must first provide your identification code. Otherwise, you will be executed.
Alright. 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. You're a real fan of these formalities. Everything's got to be right by the book with you. Oh, God. Fuck.
This D-Class personnel has a lot of
Mike Donald,
things to say, I suppose.
Consciousness intrusion expert, former leader of MTF UP2.
That would explain that.
Spider. Now, Level D personnel, number 6744.
Enough with these damn formalities. Just what the hell you want me to do?
D6744, do you know about the Witch Plan?
I've heard the name, that's all.
The plan is under the direct command of O5. Every last detail of the plan is protected by the strictest confidential terms.
Which is why I'm archiving it.
D6744, what you're about to witness is top secret information of the Foundation.
Oh boy.
What's going on?
A few hours ago, something went wrong with the Witch Plan experiment. The energy of the human anomaly, SCP-239, is out of control and has begun diffusing outward, disintegrating everything it touches.
You guys seriously never cease to amaze me.
SCP-239 is now a ticking time bomb. She could go off at any moment. D-6744, I need you to enter the consciousness of SCP-239 to stop this bomb from exploding.
The neural key is fully charged and ready to enter the
Hold on,
target
wait, I'm not
consciousness
following you.
space.
Just-
Begin the program.
Consciousness
what's
begins to
happening?
link. Start the countdown.
D-6744,
5,
we don't
damn it,
have
just
much time
hold
left.
it!
3,
Fuck, wait!
2,
Wait,
concise.
I understand not having much time to explain, but the D-Class personnel was very clearly in distress, and you wanted him to defuse a bomb? Alright. Sure, this makes a lot of sense. Jeez, okay. So, based on what they said, and based on what I'm hearing and seeing, this is a little girl? Or at least something that takes on the appearance of a little girl?
D-6744, can you hear me?
son of a bitch! Fuck you!
The situation is urgent.
Why would you send this guy
If you
in?
were still the way you used to be, you would have done the same.
I understand he's supposed to be an
Hello
expert,
there?
but... And
Hey,
there's
wait!
the SCP?
D-6744, what did you see?
A little girl, but she ran away when she saw me.
That little girl is SCP-239. What else have you discovered?
The music box?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Help me.
The girl's consciousness is severely damaged. That probably explains her total loss of energy control.
Then how should we proceed?
You tell me. I... Oh, activate the music box?
I'll have to enter her preconscious. If there's a solution to this, it's gonna be in there.
Good. D-6744. You really are
Preconscious?
the right person for
Is
the
that a
mission.
thing?
D-6744.
I understand, like,
must
subconscious,
remind
but...
you, SCP-239 is no ordinary girl. She is
Yeah,
uniquely
that's
dangerous. Do not forget.
important to remember.
Yeah, I got it. I'm dangerous too, don't forget.
Okay.
Movie, snake, cry, turkey, eagle, 16, eternal blood, science, red, sleep, stone green, touch, move, anxiety, close pain, lust, Zeus, rainstorm, whisper, butterfly,
Evil scientists
activate, wings,
of some form.
Passion, French, resin, roarer, ladybug, time clock, summer, bird, movie, snake, cry, turkey, eagle,
Holy mother of...
So, if this is the SCP subconscious, that clearly, by the way, I hope I'm going the right way, and I'm not.
Oh, this is lovely. Great. Pinning me in? Okay. So if this is the SCP subconscious, then I assume that these figures are the scientists, the SCP researchers who have been doing work on the SCP, which isn't a great sign considering, you know, that implies that her relationship with the SCP Foundation is very poor. Oh, I see. I just noticed that. Yeah, that's what I thought. There are signs for where I'm supposed to go, and I just noticed that now. Which is lovely. Take 3, third time's a charm, right? Alrighty. Yeah, I really should have noticed these signs ahead of time that tell me exactly where I need to go. I was too busy coming up with hypothetical... Oh. That was the right way? Alright. Oh, here we are. SCP-239 containment unit. Link all fragments in the correct order. Lines cannot intersect. Fragments may only be linked once. Oh, okay, so just follow the glowy line, I suppose.
We are now conducting ability control test number 125 of SCP-239. Okay, let us begin. First, set voltage strength to 30 kilovolts. Power on. SCP-239. Move the target object to the designated location.
Gee, I wonder why this SCP thinks you're the enemy.
Ability control test number 125 has failed.
The voltage intensity must be insufficient. I'll need a new test set,
Yikes.
along with new equipment that can handle a greater voltage load.
Oh, yikes.
Tired. Sleep. Let me sleep. Just a while.
I understand that it is an SCP, but I don't know, clearly this SCP has some level of consciousness,
Do you copy?
Copy.
and
The energy of SCP-239 is still diffusing outward. What's your situation?
it seems
Situation's more complicated than I thought. I'm gonna need more time.
like a really bad idea
Got
to
it. Quit rushing me.
potentially do things that harm the SCP's relationship with humanity, if our goal is to protect humanity. But
Have you heard?
I know.
Heard what?
O5 is displeased with the slow progress of Dr. Pierce's experiments. They've appointed a new director to take over the project.
You sure it's not just a rumor? Today's morning session was chaired by Dr. Pierce.
It's true. Trust me. If I'm being honest, I don't really like Dr. Pierce. Something about him, just gives me the creeps.
He's coming. Stop.
So potentially it was pressure from the Foundation to accelerate the experiments that caused them to become more rash with the experiments, I suppose. Notice for visiting. Fax to Sean Pierce. From Personnel Department, SCP Foundation. Fax redacted. Page 1. Telephone redacted. Date, December 28th, 2003. This is a notice and it is urgent. Dr. Violette Tauto, Senior Researcher of Site 1711, will visit your office at 9:50 a.m. today. Reason for visit, personnel transfer, please be advised. Anything else? No? Also see that door is glowing. I assume it's going to open. Okay. I wanted to see if I would get shocked by the door. I assume it'll open though after I finish whatever's in this room. Lovely. An observation room for the testing. Okay. Oh, have to drag it. I forgot.
How are the preparations for the experiment coming along?
Equipment's been checked. Everything is ready.
Good. Anything to be aware of?
Sam went to the counseling room after yesterday's experiment.
Give him an injection of amnestic agent, and let Arthur take his place.
A photo, a group photo of Team Black Honey Badger, September 22nd, 1996. Alright. Sean's employee card. Name Sean Pierce, Department, Site 17, Development Team. Position, Director of SCP-239 Research Group. Employee ID, Site 17, 0349. Anything else? Sean's diary, which normally I would point out how funny it is for him to just leave it out like this, but this is also an SCP subconscious, supposedly. Or, sorry, preconscious. Sean's diary, Site 17, room number 35, Sector 3, December 7th, 2003. To say that I am displeased with the experiment results would be a gross understatement. Each day we seem to step on the critical point of success, only to never cross the line. It is a never-ending cycle of anger, frustration, exasperation, and excitement. 1,000 mixed emotions swirl within me, to the point where I can no longer distinguish one from another. But to give up now is not an option. I know that much. The successful conclusion of this experiment must be seen through to the end. With failure comes experience, and I now know where the problem lies. The maximum safe voltage permitted by the Foundation is still too low. I will need to find a way to increase the limit. Resistance, agency, free will. Rest assured, nothing will stand up to the power of extreme voltage. Alright. So I'm not sure if this is pressure from above that caused it, or if this guy's just a psycho, because that sounds like something a psycho would say. Great. I think that's it for this room. Moving on. And there's the door I was looking at before. Switch on.
Try again. Set voltage strength to 250 kilovolts.
Dr.
Ooh.
Pierce, The heart rate of SCP-239 has now exceeded 160. Her physiological indicators are quickly approaching their limit. Perhaps we should consider pausing for a while.
Pressurize. Set to 250 kilovolts. Go. Now. SCP-239. Pay close attention to my instructions. Crush that car in front of you.
Test record from Dr. Sean Pierce's assistant. Phase ARB pressurization experiments. I'm gonna read that later.
Long time, Sean. What's it been? 7 years?
I've got no time to play catch-up with you. Not a great first impression you're leaving either. Barging into my lab and interfering with my experiments. According to Foundation security regulations, I could have you detained, you know.
Still the same old temper. You haven't changed one bit, Sean. Well, if you want to talk business, then let's talk business. You should have a look at this first.
This is... No.
This is O5's mandate. Effective immediately. Which plan and all SCP-239 experiments will be led by me.
No, that's... No! This is a mistake! It's not possible!
Don't take it personal, Sean. The simple fact is that the development of SCP-239 is moving too slow. They want a more ambitious approach. A new process, if you will.
A new process? What new process? Just what do you know about process? Please, Violet, enlighten me.
Sean, let us end our bickering with this. Victory comes to those who fight, and to those who last.
All right. Test record from Dr. Sean Pierce's assistant. Phase ARB pressurization experiment. Site lab number 355. Date December 20th, 2003 through May 31st, 2004. Pulse voltage range 30,000 volts through 250,000 volts. Additional simulation result. Visual 30 to 150 kilovolts, fail. Auditory 30 through 150 kilovolts, fail. Visual 150 through 250 kilovolts, fail. Auditory 150 to 250 kilovolts, fail, succeed. Mandate of the Foundation. Administration Department of Site 17, SCP Foundation. The O5 Council of the Foundation has entrusted Dr. Violette Tauto as the new principal investigator to the SCP-239 project, replacing Dr. Sean Pierce. The authority of this position shall include the transfer of personnel within the project, the formulation of the project development method, the signing of documents, and handling of matters pertaining to research activities. This authorization order shall be recognized effective immediately. 05-redacted, December 28th, 2003. What are you? And 2 broken mirror doors.
Bird's Nest, do you copy?
Copy, loud and clear.
Just what exactly is which plan?
That's not your concern. Focus on the mission at hand. Stop the spread of energy diffusion released by SCP-239
and do it quick.
Yeah, sure.
Lovely. Which one do I start from? I think it was this. Yes,
Director
okay.
Tattoo. The storybooks and toys we ordered have arrived at C3.
It's pronounced tattoo.
Good. How's the
Okay.
containment room remodeling coming along?
The bed and daily necessities are all in place. The demolition of the ARB potential development plan will be completed next.
Good and good. Now, how about the formal meeting with our little princess?
Right. Just collecting all of those in case I was unable to collect them afterwards. Book purchasing list. Free Your Child's True Potential, Martin Rawson. The Baby Book. Everything you need to know about your baby from birth to age 2, William Sears. Between Parent and Child, the best-selling classic that revolutionized parent-child communication. A.M.G. Ginnett. Fig Trees and Kalima Ignatius. Dear Zoo, Rod Campbell. Time for Bed, Fred. Yasmin Ismaili. Interesting. So, then, I guess... I assume this is Violette's station? Was she treating them like a... Like, was her research approach to treat them like a normal child and see what happens? Maybe? Violette's employee card, name Violette Tato, or Tattoo, I mean. Department, Site 17, Research Group of Demeter Plan, position, Director of SCP-239 Research Group, employee ID, Site 170451. And then, for the documents that I collected earlier... Oh. Right here. Violette's reading notes. Our highest endeavor must be to develop free human beings who are able of themselves to impart purpose and direction to their lives. Rudolf Steiner. Understanding your child's inner turmoil provides an emotional mirror that helps them understand themselves. By allowing them to feel recognized, to feel that their views and ideas are valued, you build up their self-esteem. Once a child feels that their personal worth has been recognized, they will be much more capable and resilient when dealing with people and events in their lives. The motto we must hold in our hearts is this: I will seek to understand, I will show my understanding, I will not criticize and condemn. Once a child identifies with the values the parent embodies, the child will develop and acquire personal standards of self-regulation within their own selves. Remodeling plan of SCP-239's containment room. Task and timelines, preparations, half a day. Dismantling of monitoring devices, 3 days. Dismantling of electronic devices, 6 days. Dismantling of commonly used and standby circuits, 7 days. Reinforcement project, 3 days. Heavy curtain engineering, 1.5 days. Interior decoration, children's room, 2 days. Arrangement of interior objects, children's room, 1 day. Site clearing, half a day. Test and acceptance inspection, 1 day. Oh, right, so it really was, her approach is to try to treat them more like a normal child and grow their self-esteem. Right. I mean, sounds better at first glance than the original one, but this girl is an SCP, right? Unless it's a human girl
Hello there.
displaying SCP.
Hold on a second. I'm not gonna hurt you. God damn it.
Basically, the question is whether this is an SCP that just happens to look like a human, and therefore you'd want to treat them like an SCP first, or if they are a human first and then they just happen to have SCP
Just close your eyes. Imagine something
traits,
beautiful,
I suppose.
and those terrible things will disappear.
Who are you?
My name is Violet Tattoo. You can just call me Violet. I will take care of you from now on. No one will hurt you ever again.
I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, though, that sounds like it could be a recipe for disaster, especially considering if Violette is positioning herself in such a way that she is now this SCP savior, then what happens when Violette gets reassigned or has to leave for any reason, or, it shouldn't just be Violette displaying, like, if you're going to have someone display kindness towards this SCP, you'd want a multitude of people, I would think, so that you don't have an issue where it's just one
That's it for today's
person this
bedtime
SCP is leaning on, I
story.
guess.
You'll have a little test tomorrow. You need your rest.
Afraid. Sleep. Nightmares.
SCP-239, are you afraid of having nightmares again?
Yes. Afraid.
Just remember what I told you. When you feel scared, just close your eyes. Imagine your little friends in the stories all running out of their books to come play with you. Then you won't be afraid. Get some sleep now. Remember to imagine those beautiful images.
Yeah, and it's also
Imagine. Beautiful images.
it's also deceptive in that she is trying to position herself as in the position of like a saving figure for this SCP, but she's also a researcher, so I assume her end goal is not the SCP's well-being, it's results. So
Long time ago, there was a robin. It wanted a home of its own. What should a home look like? Maybe some ask other animals.
interesting minigame.
Robin needs an elephant. It says the house should have very strong floors. Strong enough to support my weight. The robin shakes his head. The cheetah stops its hunting. It pulls back and whispers, There should be beautiful spotted curtains to block out the harsh sun. The robin shakes its head again. The giraffes speak from way up high. The house should have a high roof, and plates should hang from the ceiling. The robin flaps its wings and flies away. The hippos let out a loud yawn. The house should be built in a pool, so we can bathe anytime and sleep anytime. The robin shakes off the water droplets and flies away.
Oh no. Really? Okay. I was not expecting this in this setting, I suppose. Well, at least this is an easy minigame.
The robin flies to a small hill where the lion's family lives. The lion says, "My home is vast and boundless, and the whole prairie is my home." The robin shakes its head and flies away. It flies and flies, and finally it lands on the back of a rhinoceros. The rhinoceros says, "Everyone travels with all sorts of strange questions inside, but after traveling far and long enough, the answer that everyone finds is that the truth is not far, for it lays within our very hearts. Robin, what kind of home do you want?" The robin says, "The home I want is..."
SCP-239, what are you doing? What's going on here? What's happening? SCP-239, we have to work and rest according to plan.
But
Alex, clear up the mess.
At once, Director.
What mess? Am I missing a mess?
This is all for your own good. You must be obedient and complete tomorrow's test. After that, I'll give you a gift.
A gift?
All right. Back to sleep now, SCP-239.
Oh, it's that way. Ooh. Sudden cut off of audio. That was a very fast elevator. We went down 4 floors in like 10 seconds.
The formal presentation is next week.
I'll see to it, Director. What shall we do with these creations of SCP-239?
So there's the mess. Oh. And all these dead birds on the ground.
A gift for me. Happy.
Almost done. What is it? 2 more doors?
Hey, you there? D6744 calling Bird's Nest. D6744 calling Bird's Nest. What the hell are these guys up to?
Well, they're not responding. Potentially they cannot respond
Director
anymore.
Tattoo. The experimental site has been fully prepared. The report may begin at any time.
Excellent. If today's experiment goes smoothly, I will have full control over which plan. Go, check again to be sure that everything is in place. There can be no omissions.
At once, Director.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's deceptive of her
I've got to have a word with you. Just one quick moment.
Dr. Pierce,
to act
as you
like
can see, I'm
the
very busy
SCP's
at the
well-being
moment.
comes
We'll be
first.
presenting which plan's progress to the O5 Council shortly.
Right, yes, that's just it. Listen, SCP-239's abilities are greater than you could ever imagine. She is infinitely more powerful now than when she was born. Your experimental procedures lack the proper controls. Any mistake, no matter how minuscule, could have irreversible consequences.
Dr. Pierce, let us not forget that it was your previous missteps that caused us to miss the ideal incubation period for SCP-239. If we don't cultivate her using my method, the window of opportunity will be closed for good.
But listen, if you go about it using your method, you will repeat the accident that happened 7 years ago. You do remember, don't you? Heisenberg, Freeman, Claire?
Enough, Sean! Don't you dare bring up their names. Sean, the progress of civilization has always come with sacrifices. You don't get one without the other. To have the chance to harness the abilities of SCP-239, no price is too great.
Violet, you are playing with fire.
Dr. Pierce, it's time. I suggest you go to the first floor to get front row seats to civilization's next leap of progress.
Violet! Listen to me! Violet!
I don't know if we're supposed to side with him, but he was the one who increased the voltage to levels much higher than expected. I don't know, both of them suck, I think. I think both of their methods of going about this are wrong. SCP-239 test plan. Test objective time result. 1. Convert pure water into wine in glass 4 inches. Passed. Resurrect birds that have been dead for more than 12 hours. 54. That's not inches. Is that minutes? Regardless, it's passed. Create a fig tree. Result. Empty. Turn living things into molecules. Result. Empty. Recorder assistant Amelia Joe. Date November 18th, 2004.
I am Violetta Tattoo, and this is the meter test part 1. SCP-239. Do you remember
I'll read that later.
the little rodent with the pretty feathers? Can you make it come out and play with us?
Okay.
Good, SCP-239. Very well done. All right, let's continue with part 2. Now we need to give the robin a home.
A home?
Oh no.
If you don't follow orders, there will be no more nice things for you. No toys, no storybooks, no pretty decorations. Back to that cold, ugly room. You don't want that, do you?
No.
Yeah.
Then take the goddamn tree for me. Everyone, no need to panic. This is all standard. SCP-239 will have a slight effect on the current when using her abilities. It's perfectly normal.
Last words said before disaster.
Good. Perfect. As you can well see, under my guidance, SCP-239's abilities grow more and more powerful each day. Over time, we will expand the experimental content, and we will see even more advancements. SCP-239, you can stop now. That's enough. Stop it, SCP-239. That's an order. Stop now.
A note, Which plan? Background. For a long time now, new or ever more threatening SCPs have been emerging in every corner of the world. The Foundation has gone to great lengths to create more containment spaces to effectively contain them. However, the traditional methods of containment have proven unusable to keep pace with the growing demands and crisis levels. In response to the urgency of the situation, the O5 Council instated a new containment approach in July 2002. Rather than physical containment, the new approach seeks to harness SCP-239's reality distortion abilities to contain other SCPs. The project has been given the codename Witch Plan. Origin. At 2100 hours, October 22, 1998, a baby girl was born at Amrita Hospital in the southern suburbs of Little Rock, Arkansas. Her birth caused a great distortion of the space surrounding the hospital. Thigo-14 Black Honey Badger, the Foundation Mobile Task Force, rushed to the scene to contain the subject. The operation was successful but costly, with 15 agents killed and 2 seriously injured. In March 2000, Redacted of the O5 Council put forward a plan of containing SCPs using SCP-239's reality distortion abilities, with SCP-239 at the core of the development concept. In July 2000, the plan was approved and codenamed the Witch Plan in internal files. Intra-Foundation list: Sean Pierce, Bolzenberg F. Musk, Violette Tattoo, Raymond Ham. So, this SCP was, I suppose, a human first. So, I don't know. I feel like the best approach would be treating them like a human first and then as an SCP second, but
That's an order. Stop now.
I feel like it was too late. And I feel like both of them kind of fumbled the ball really hard with their
Sean? Sean! Sean! The backup door outside. Help me open it. Come on, quick.
Violet, I told you you were playing with fire.
Cut the bullshit and let me out. She's lost her mind. What are you doing? Open it. Open the damn thing.
No, Violet. I can't.
both of you are awful, is my conclusion.
SCP-239 is out of control. Why Why would I open the gate?
What the fuck are you saying? Open it!
Also,
Right, Violet. Victory comes to those who fight, and to those who last.
this door is the
Sean.
opposite of
This
soundproof.
is not that! Open the fucking thing!
An accident of this magnitude! It's just what I need to prove myself.
Yikes,
Sean!
dude.
Sean, don't think like that! We can work together! We'll do it your way! Your rules, your method! Whatever you want! We'll do... I know!
There have to be video cameras, right?
All yours!
I will use these learnings to improve
There
the
have to
plan
be
and
cameras
equipment.
back here somewhere.
I've never been so certain of success.
No, Sean! Let's not think like that! Let's talk things through!
You have proven invaluable.
You guys are having an awfully long conversation for there being a catastrophe.
No, Sean, no! No, 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 you fuck! You fucking Sean! I quit! Sean! You should...
Okay. A lot of comments about that interaction, but I'll just continue through the doors that totally won't contain anything if something were to happen within these doors, as seen.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
On to the last one.
D6744. The energy output is getting out of hand. How much
Seriously?
longer?
So this is the witch plan, huh? Are
They're
we
responding
more than
now?
Tools to you?
It's not
After
about
they
that.
didn't respond last
It's
time?
about saving the world. Either you fix this, or we're all screwed.
That's what I'm doing.
Then move your ass and do it already.
Yeah, suck my nuts. Quitting the Foundation was the best damn decision of my life.
Also, we're totally getting our memory wiped after this. Both this D-class personnel as well as me, the archivist. We're totally gonna get amnesthetics. Oh boy, what are those? What are these? Am I supposed to... I'm assuming I'm supposed to link yellow to yellow and red to red. And not like one continuous line then. Would I go about doing that? I guess I would do this.
I now present to
Okay.
you the ARB Potential Development Device 2.0. This device is capable of not only better stimulating the potential of abnormal objects, but can also automatically turn on the respective electric field control, so long as the abnormal objects exceed the preset amplitude. This will ensure that the experiment is foolproof, with zero chance of runaway. The tragedy of Directed Tau 2 cannot be repeated. We must learn from our mistakes. We must not forget the enormous power of SCP-239. And we must treat security as a top priority. Otherwise, all of this will be for nothing. Do not forget the credence we live by. Secure, contain, protect. This we must uphold at every turn.
Alright. We'll read the ones I picked up first. Sean's Reinstatement Certificate. O5 Council, SCP Foundation, January 17th, 2005. After deliberation, the O5 Council has decided to reinstate Dr. Sean Pierce as the principal investigator and development leader with B3 authority for the SCP-239 project. The ARB plan has been approved and authorized by the Council, and relevant work shall be carried out according to the set schedule. Authorization is effective immediately. Violette's Death Certificate. Spot, Site 17, Lab 3003. Time, November 18th, 2004. Results: Violette Tattoo, Employee ID Site 170451, Experiment Director deceased. Cause of death, fractured skull, hemorrhagic, I can't pronounce that, hemorrhagic shock, hopefully, whatever, moving on. Amelia Joe, Employee ID 017239034, Experiment Assistant deceased. Cause of death, progressive cervical hematomia. Lab 3003, Sector Site 17-3, used for the experiment, was severely damaged. Special equipment storage room, 6th floor above Lab 3003, was also severely damaged. Undamaged equipment was removed after the accident. Roof of Lab 4011, Sector 4, below Lab 3003, was structurally damaged. It remained idle at the time of the accident. No resulting collateral casualties or other types of containment damage recorded. Background of the accident. Violette Tattoo, Witch Plan Director, had been working on the Demeter Plan in place of Dr. Sean Pierce's ARB plan since December 28, 2003. Demeter Plan's first public test at Site 17-Demeter was identified as the cause of the accident. Cause of accident. Loss of control of SCP-239's abilities was the direct cause of the accident. According to the investigation, prior to the accident, no telekill headgear devices were installed around the experimental subject SCP-239. Director Tattoo didn't initiate any contingency plans at the time of the accident. The investigation team holds that there were design defects in the control variables surrounding the design of the Demeter Plan. Because Director Violette Tattoo could not effectively quantify the project controls, she assumes primary responsibility for the cause of the accident. Follow-up actions. The development of which plan will be delayed as a result of the accident. Dr. Redacted, who provided referral for Violette Tattoo, will be held jointly liable for the resulting accident. Type 1 Accident Investigation Team of the Foundation Investigator, Redacted. ARB Potential Development Plan 2.0. O1 Activation, Simulation of High Pulse Voltage, O2 Direction, Interference of Auditory Guidance, O3 Controllable, Inhibit Free Will. According to the experimental records from the early stages of the ARB project, it has been confirmed that the reality distortion abilities of SCP-239 are proportionate to the pulse voltage when stimulated by certain words. Application for use. ARB-2 Pulse Alternating Voltage Room. The ultra-high pulse voltage it generates, 600,000 volts to 950,000 volts, can more effectively promote the advancement of the project. Expected period 3 months. So we've learned nothing and are increasing the voltage even more. Lovely. Especially after we went through all of the effort of the Demeter project, which means now the SCP has knowledge, feelings, experience, etc., outside of just a sterile testing environment. So now the SCP is more likely to have greater levels of upset, probably, for being treated as a not human subject, if that makes sense. So effectively, it's going to happen again, but much worse, which is why we're in this situation in the first place. Lovely. Okay, a vote of 05-11, ballot sheet, registration, a vote to relaunch the ARB Potential Development Plan, agree, disagree, abstain. And abstain is checked on this one. 05 Council Representative, 05-11, January 17th, 2005. So that one abstains. This one agrees. This one agrees. And this one agrees. Lovely. I can't believe not a single one of them noted the increase. Because, so originally the voltage was very low. Then it increased to 250,000, I believe, volts as a maximum. And now they've just increased it to 900,000 volts, if I recall correctly, as a maximum. I can't believe not a single one of the personnel clocked that as an issue, but...
Hi, hello. It's okay. I just want to talk.
No. Stay away.
What happened? It's not your fault.
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't see that coming. You are effectively in a... I don't know, hostage situation, or... I don't know, but like... Regardless, if the SCP tells you to stay away, you back up.
I am Dr. Sean Pierce. December 25th, 2005. 16:30 hours. This is the first experiment of ARB Plan 2.0. SCP-239. We will repeat the previous tests first.
Experiment 1. Strength test. Pass rate of 95%.
Voltage strength 600 kilovolts. Power on. SCP-239. Crush the car in front of you.
I do have to wonder why they chose a car and nothing else. Wouldn't you want to choose something that's not associated with humans? Right? I don't know. Because the last thing you want is there to be a containment breach, and then the SCP is very experienced with crushing vehicles that contain humans in them. I don't know. Did I? Okay, I thought I failed.
We'll now begin the new test.
Experiment 3. Creation test. Pass rate indeterminate.
Voltage strength 800 kilovolts. Power on.
No.
SCP-239. Reassemble this junk into a truck. A real, operational truck. Not some fancy replica.
So does this... So then does this SCP know how... I missed that one. How a truck even operates normally? I should actually pay more attention and not just... Why am I so bad at this? Was that on purpose? No, 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 no.
Afraid. Those eyes. Imagine.
See, this is what I mean by... You can't just, like, go back to the test before because now the SCP has learned other things, and you can't.
Stop trying to play violent tricks on me. I know how to deal with your useless imagination. Increase the voltage strength to 1,000 kilovolts.
What? Wouldn't you just stop?
Current has breached the security threshold. If left to overload, the device could explode.
I know how to deal with your powers that only happen when you pass a certain voltage through the subject. Increase it more, not cut it off. Okay, yeah, there's no way. Ain't no way. Okay, well, guess I'll die. Ooh. I hate that noise. Oh. Am I supposed to hide from them? Let's go behind. Hopefully these patrolling units don't turn around, because that would be bad for me. Where is this one? Oh boy. Okay, you're back there. Okay. Which way are you go? No. That was bad. Oops. Thankfully, I made it. Hopefully there weren't any secrets in there, cause... Yeah, I kinda naively thought that standing at a diagonal wouldn't get me caught. That was mubby. Alright, so...
D6744. Nicely done.
Hold on.
The outflow of energy of SCP-239 has subsided and is now beginning to dissipate. We have regained control.
Just
Which
hold
means
on.
it's time for them to yank me, and then I'm gonna get amnestic.
Can you just hold the fuck on and listen for a damn change?
What's the matter?
The problem hasn't yet been solved. She's still lost deep in her mental anguish.
That's not our concern. The crisis has been averted. Innumerable lives have been saved. Your mission is complete.
My mission's not complete until she is stable.
Compassion in times of desperation leads only to the destruction of yourself.
3 minutes. You owe me that much. For all this, you owe me. I can enter her subconscious and fix this. 3 minutes.
Very well. I'll disconnect the synapse in 3 minutes. If you're not back, then so be it. I will show no compassion.
What am I doing? Okay. Break the thing that made her stable. Makes sense. So am I actually on a time limit?
Team Honey Badger has entered the value anomaly area, now quickly approaching.
Good. Proceed.
The amniotic fluid has broken. Sent to delivery room 2.
I don't know. I don't know what my goal here is. Okay, can't do this fast enough. No. No. Is it something like this? And then... yeah. Am I... like, how bad am I on a time limit? Am I on a time limit is the question. Okay. Like that. Registration form of gynecology and obstetric... I can't pronounce anything. Of redacted hospital. Medical payment method, self-paying. Name redacted, gender female, age 29, current residence address, Utah redacted, blood type O, nationality American, duration of pregnancy 273 days, gravidity 1, contact redacted, contact number redacted, conditions at admission redacted, date of admission October 19th, 1998, due date October 22nd, 1998. Okay, so this is the birth of the SCP. Audio balancing is really poor here. Tick tock, tick tock. Okay, anything else really quickly? What am I? Okay, there's something interactable through the wall that... yeah, okay.
Alrighty.
I assume it's some... okay. No. I'm assuming it's something of this form. And that, yeah, okay.
Maternal dystocia, profuse bleeding, send to operating room now.
Okay.
Value fluctuation increasing. Team Honey Badger approaching target.
Heart rate 100. Blood pressure normal.
Hemostat, gauze.
Target confirmed. Containment operations ready.
Excellent. Operation Witch Hunt commence.
What? Wait. What? How would... why is it already called that before they even know what's happening? No, I guess. Oh, lovely, we have a third, but I assume that's, like, the only way to link that one, so... ironically, having a third color in the mix made it easier.
Target SCP-239 has been contained.
SCP-239! SCP-239!
SCP-239. SCP-239.
SCP-239! That's an order!
SCP-239. That's an order.
SCP-239! Do as I say!
SCP-239. Do as I say.
Come on! Do it!
Come on, do it.
SCP-239! SCP-239! SCP-239!
Don't blame yourself. None of this is your fault. Maybe you weren't meant for this world.
Close eyes. Imagine. Beautiful images. The robin says, the home I want, my home is squishy all over, with shiny warm lights and no more cold steel. Filled all the way with beautiful star stickers. And colorful lights everywhere, everywhere. Everywhere I go, they twinkle, twinkle like little eyes. So many good books, with the cutest animals inside. They only say nice things to me. They always want to chat with me. So many beautiful decorations. Soft
dragon.
beds, mountains of toys. I can play all day, anywhere I want. I'll have my favorite toy, a beautiful carousel. I'll ride and ride, and it will take me anywhere. There, I will not be yelled at. I will not be punished. I can sing as much as I like. I hope so much to live here forever. My home, Seguros' home.
And I've been pulled. Yep.
Oh, my head.
Take a deep breath. Just some minor side effects from the forced disconnection.
She's not coming back.
What?
In the end, she chose to shut off her subconscious. She'll sleep forever, like a plant.
Maybe that's for the best. Anyways, our primary concern is the incident report. It'll require some brainstorming.
Not my concern.
I'll arrange for someone to take you back. See you on the next mission.
Not in this lifetime.
So was it that she shut off her subconscious, or was it that I decided to break apart the thing that represented her subconscious, or was it a combination of both? Especially considering the D-Class personnel's comment that maybe this SCP wasn't ready for this world. Which implies that potentially he knew what either was happening or what he did. I don't know. Regardless, one consciousness intrusion operation, SCP-239-01, Witch Plan 26.1.04, ARB Potential Development Plan, mandate from O5 Council to have Miss Violet participate in SCP-239 project, favorite storybook of SCP-239, Animals of Africa, Demeter Plan Accident Investigation Report, Sean New Test Plan 2.01, Maternity Registration Form, Early Containment Archive of SCP-239, and those are all read. I don't know if I missed anything. Okay. Now we fill out the report. 1. Consciousness Intrusion Action SCP-239-01. Operation Report of Senior Researcher redacted. Pentobarbital intravenous drip and telekill lead alloy coverage are two important containment procedures that remain essential at this time. As for whether a new round of consciousness intrusion is necessary, our group of specialists will need to discuss further. Witch Plan 26.1.04. In response to the urgency of the situation, the O5 Council instated a new containment approach in July 2002. Rather than physical containment, the new approach seeks to harness the reality distortion abilities of SCP-239 in order to contain other SCPs. This project has been given the codename Witch Plan. 3. ARB Potential Development Plan. 4. Mandate from O5 Council to transfer Miss Violette to SCP 239 Project. 5. Favorite storybook of SCP-239, Animals of Africa. 6. Demeter Plan. Accident Investigation Report. On the cover of the investigation report is a small block of text written messily in a rush. SCP-239 turning 8 years old soon. Subject's risk factor far exceeds the value recorded in old file. Must reevaluate. 7. Sean's new test plan 2.01. Dr. Pierce debriefing memo. Based on the latest assessment of SCP-239, we believe it is necessary to reclassify the subject from Euclid class to Keter and initiate higher level security protocols for any possible emergencies that may arise. 8. Maternity registration form. 9. Early containment archive of SCP-239. Alright. And then this looks like it goes more in depth. So SCP-239 is to be kept within a one-room cell furnished with one bed, one EKG machine, and one IV to be filled with pentobarbital mixed with data expunged to be refilled daily. Under no circumstances is SCP-239 to be removed from her containment area at any given time. The walls of the cell are to be coated in a telekill lead alloy. Only Class 2 personnel are allowed to be in contact with SCP-239 at any time. All personnel guarding SCP-239's containment area are to be equipped with telekill headgear SCP-148. Subject's proper name is Seguros Stefan Foster. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce names. Under absolutely no condition should the subject ever be awakened. Any personnel found attempting to awaken the subject will be immediately terminated. Description: SCP-239 appears to be an 8-year-old girl, 1 meter in height and 20 kilograms in weight. Subject has shoulder-length blonde hair. Upon closer investigation, the subject's eyes shimmer a gray-green shade. Subject seems to emit previously undiscovered form of radiation, which has been named redacted. These waves seem to be harmless in low concentrations, but in higher concentrations they could break down matter on a subatomic level. SCP-239 seemingly has the ability to do whatever she expresses a will to do. Put simply, the subject can do anything that she truly wants to do on a basal psychological level as long as she is conscious. Fortunately, she only seems to be able to affect herself and her immediate surroundings. Therefore, if she can see it, she can change it. It would not be the most prudent course of action, however, to try to test how powerful she can be. She seems to be able to create and affect living matter. For example, when a D-class personnel accidentally caused her harm, she simply made him disappear. Fortunately, when the subject was made to feel guilty for what she had done, she made him reappear. SCP-239's self-preservation instinct makes her virtually invincible while she is conscious. Subject's skin cannot be punctured by anything except for SCP-148. As a means of controlling the subject's ability, she has been told that she is a witch. Besides improving her morale greatly, it makes her believe that she is unable to use her abilities outside of the pre-approved list of spells given to her by the SCP Foundation. This will hopefully prevent any and all attempted escapes. However, the subject is to be kept calm at all times to prevent any subconscious wish of harm upon herself or others. Origin: SCP-239 came into the attention of the Foundation very soon after her birth in Redacted. Approximately 3 hours after the subject's birth, Redacted Hospital was destroyed by an unexplained explosion. The press was informed that it was due to a gas leak. SCP teams were dispatched shortly to searched the site for any abnormalities. The only living person they were able to locate was SCP-239. For the next 8 years, the subject was raised under SCP care. As of redacted 2000 redacted, subject is to be kept in a medically induced coma until further notice. This decision was made by data expunged. SCP-239 is permanently contained in Site-17. Appendix SCP-239 Development Plan 10.0. In the interim, it may prove wise to use SCP-239's unique abilities to contain other SCP containment items. With this said, the obvious challenge ahead is finding ways to extend SCP-239's reality distortion capabilities in order to reach a steady third-level state. At present, the O5 Council has decided to entrust this work to the team led by Dr. Sean Pierce. Cancelled. Dr. A. Cleff's report. My analysis of the situation has led me to the conclusion that SCP-239 is an unacceptable containment and security risk. Although several proposals have been made reusing her for containing other SCPs, the example of SCP-953 and others must serve as a stark reminder of the risk of overestimating the Foundation's ability to control SCPs with reality-altering powers. I would therefore like to make the following proposal. A piercing implement will be constructed of SCP-148. Capable of penetrating SCP-239's otherwise impenetrable skin, this tool will be used to kill SCP-239 while she is asleep and her powers are neutralized. Because of the danger of SCP-239 awakening and resisting termination, it is my recommendation that the selected operative carry SCP-668 as well in order to minimize complications. One of the dangers of this procedure is the possibility that SCP-239 will awaken and perceive the operative as a friend or good person, thus changing reality to match. It is for this reason that I would like to volunteer to carry out the procedure personally. A review of my personnel file should indicate that my data expunged should allow me to carry out the operation even after a reality shift of this nature. Clef. And submitted. Immediately IM'd by my boss, right? Well done, young man. Thank you. I'm not saying that second one. I know I'm a good boss. Yikes. Thank you, Director Ayer. Be polite. With a reality-distorting anomaly classified as Keter, it would seem keeping the subject in a state of ketamose is the only viable solution. Why am I discussing this in a public channel? You're right, this place is not what I thought it was. I'm still learning to understand and abide by rules. Clearly, as I message top secret data in the group chat, whatever. When I handed this task to you, I was frankly rather worried about whether or not you would be able to complete it. It seems you are ready. Okay, I mean, that feels like a jab at me, like you thought I was not able to... I mean, okay, whatever. What do you mean by that? Carl, someone wants to talk to you. Vague and weird. Okay, notice. New message from unknown contact. Open. Confirm. Oh, and of course they've named themselves unknown as well. Great. Hello, Carl. Who the heck are you? And why is there... Okay, it doesn't matter who I am. What matters is, who are you? Carl? It's just a name, a symbol. I'm the one who will guide you to the answer. What? Excuse me? Whatever. I assume... I mean, I talked about before how the method of them hiring me seemed very strange. I assume either I'm some sort of weird SCP, or I am related to an SCP, or something of the sort that makes them have interest in me or something like that, if that makes sense. Because none of this makes sense otherwise. Because otherwise I'm just a random guy. Okay. What should I do? First, you will need to complete some warm-up exercises. Take the elevator to the 15th floor. Is that through the normal means, or is that through the spooky red door at the top of the red staircase? Right. Yes. And as normal, I just leave my door wide open so that anybody who wants to have access to that top secret file that I just managed can have access to it. You know, security at its finest. Great. Oh. I just followed the green arrow. Let me through. I love the very convenient automatically opening doors.